That's something like my testimony, but it's a message.
All right, so what we want to do with Control the Narrative was just basically anybody we felt had an opinion, anybody that was walking in the path of progression for black people, we wanted to seek them out and put them in control of a narrative based around the collective questions.
Oh, okay, this is my moment. Yeah. All right, my name is Juciee Monroe. I represent hip-hop and R&B culture. I stand for the people, the have and have-nots. That's pretty much my thing. Just because people always told me what I couldn't and couldn't do because of whatever situation. So that's my thing. Try to push people to persevere.
In the Black House, where are we?
We're trying. We're trying. In the Black House, we started at the bottom, but we have not gotten there yet. We're trying though. We're like right there in the middle because we can't seem to get in unison. See, what happens is in the Black House, even though we in the Black House, everybody's still competing with each other. So unfortunately, it's a tug of war within the Black House. And we're trying to stop the tug of war so that we can all progress and kind of see the same limelight, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Trapped inside my mind, I think I'm going crazy. I done put up around and had another baby. Turned around, found out into the shade.
So as the tug of war keeps tugging,
yeah,
where are we going?
Right now, we are going to the ultimate site of freedom. Right now, we still not all the way free. And when I say that, I mean it like we're free in the body and physical sense, but where we're headed is like a pure mental freedom where we just don't have that hate. I think we are headed towards that moment where we all see each other as equal in greatness, like that still moment that, okay, we're all the same. And with that being said, and we're actually would have been progressed and not progressing. That's how I feel.
Being patient to me is an understatement. Grab the mic and just start rapping like the basement.
How do we get to the other side? How do we get there?
Communication is one thing. Learning how to communicate with each other, learning how to listen to one another, learning how to care about each other, learning how to accept each other and our differences. I think that while I was watching these movies, like these Tyler Perry movies, that 80-20 rule, I think we could use that within each other, actually, saying that if we meet someone and then they're not adding up to everything we want them to be, maybe it's because we need to be something that for them. Like, I think that we can learn to live to inspire a little bit more.
But time don't wait. Gotta work for your grind. Leave broke us behind.
What is something positive about the black community?
Our sense of humor. Our perseverance. We keep pushing. I don't know no other race, honestly, that has been through as much as we have been through and have came out 10 toes for the most part and just like more. What's up? We went through that. We conquered it. What's next? Our perseverance is the best thing about us, our strength. How much strength we can store and how much strength we can give away.
What are some black businesses or entrepreneurs you'd like to shout out right now?
Oh, that's fun. I did like my show, so I bought this from a black vendor. I'm sorry, Curvy Incorporated, I think. Shout out to you. He's in the building here. Marcus Porter. Shout out to Marcus Porter. Shout out to Willie Wright. Shout out to Chill. Come Clean. Shout out to Antoine McNeil. He's a comedian. He makes shirts. He's like a jack of all trades. Hold on. Shout out to JD, the food truck. And he started, let me tell y'all something about JD. This is why I admire him. You know, started out at the truck. That man was hustling in the hot heat. And he has worked himself, and by God, he has a restaurant up the street from my house now. So shout out to him.
The
Second one. Shout out to him. Shout out to all of, there's a dozen ladies. I'm going to start with Danielle Boots. Shout out to her. She's been doing hair, good hair, in Madison, Wisconsin, in the local area for a long time. She's probably her and Nakia Simone. Shout out to her. Shout out to DeMarcus. These are all hairstylists that I love and adore that do great hair. Shout out to Cindy. I can't think of her last name. She does great nails. Black. Couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. There's someone, I feel like there's other people I'm missing, and I'm sorry for that. What is her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. She helped with, she had me do the show for Tara, yeah, for Juneteenth. Shout out to you.
That's a big one.
Yes, like you do a lot for the Black community, and I love that. And a woman, like, that's big for me. I look up to you for that. Try to give back as well as support, because I know what it's like to just be out there like, hey, this is my product. I took time to think of this. Can you buy it? At least, like, just one. I give it to you half off.
Whoever you miss, appreciate the fact that you named out a lot of Black-owned businesses. So they know you got a resource blog up there.
Yes, right? I do. I do.
Right. So what are some common Black-owned businesses? No matter where you go, you always going to see these type of Black-owned businesses. And just to start it off, we always say, like, barbershops.
I was just finna. That's the first thing I thought about, barbershops. Barbecue stores, like that. Let me think here. We scarce. We're coming in 2021. We coming in strong with the Black-owned businesses. Aside from the hairstylists, the clothing stores, you're gonna always see some sort of fresh to death clothing shop that's Black-owned, and they done found some great vendor and blessing the streets with all the hottest apparel. I think we need more Black teachers. I think we need more Black doctors. If you go down south, it's predominantly Black. So therefore, you will see predominantly Black teachers, doctors, firefighters. You'll see a little bit more. Everyone doesn't have to want to be a rapper or a basketball player or a designer. Psychologists, therapists, more counselors, dentists. We need more people that we feel comfortable talking to. We can expand our wings a lot more than just fashion, hair, and food, because we're bigger than that.
What is something you're good at that most people would be surprised about?
I draw wedding dresses when I'm nervous and when I'm bored, if I don't have anything to do or in between calls because I work. So yeah, I like to draw wedding dresses.
Have you ever saw your work?
Like on someone? No, I'm scared. I thought about doing like prom dresses too. I just like formal. One problem exclusive to us, the fact that we don't know how to forgive. So I would say empathy, the lack of empathy within each other, amongst each other.
That's heavy. Are you familiar with like sports at all? Basketball? You follow it a little bit?
A little bit.
The top players in the NBA just retired, right? Took their bag and started their own version of the NBA. You think it'd be successful? Why not?
No, because our people don't support our own people. That's unfortunate.
It'd be like everybody trying to find the flaws in it.
Yes, correct. See, this is gonna happen. They're gonna all of a sudden see that maybe Curry is not the best, or maybe LeBron isn't what we thought he was all cracked up to be, because now he's exclusive to us. And I just feel like we judge too much, and unfortunately we do not support each other as much as we should. That's unfortunate.
You took it somewhere though. You said like people would see like LeBron or maybe Curry not the best, but it made me think of something like, where would they pull their criteria from of talent?
I think they would have to expand, because there are people, when you start doing your talent search, just like, I mean, there's undiscovered talent out here that are athletically gifted, and that's not in college, who didn't have that opportunity, or who didn't have that extra push.
True.
And so it does get kind of interesting when you start thinking about if we add that into play.
Come up on the come up, thinking about taking it. Find a way to turn my pain into greatness. Flush away all my doubts.
Well, he just really kind of started something when he did that. He could have easily, went outside of the United States, and then, but I think with that being said, he did that to say, hey, I was born here, I'm from here. Y'all, I mean, we didn't actually be here, but we here. I'm here now, and I'm going to make the best of it. This is my country, and I'm showing other people like me, other boys, other little young boys that's like me, that I think they can do it too. I think there is cons and pros to Kanye West, but there's more pros than cons.
Maybe you should change his name to Procon.
Oh, yeah, that would be funny.
If you make it out, whatever that term is, if you make it out, it should be a part of our culture that we double back on what we exercising for our profession, to make sure the next one don't have that. Because other artists still go through it, but now we got something we can package and put on the road.
You ain't wrong. Like, you are on point 100%. Like, I like the way you think.
All right, so when you think of brands like Nike, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Jordan.
Elaborate.
'Cause I think of gym shoes, then Air.
Jordan, and the rest is history.
The rest is
You know I heard it.
Jordan.
And this is a personal question, so you don't have to answer it.
Okay.
If you had $1 for every Facebook friend you currently have, would your Facebook friends exceed the money in your bank account?
By just a pinch. Because I just got that.
Bears, you'll be surprised the answers we get on that.
Yeah. I have to think about it like.
Am I blessed, but I'm stressed. I need some rest. I get some neck. I had some sense, and now I'm back, ready to crack. What's the move? I'm ready
I
to
would like to see the world, maybe even, and that's a lot to say, a week, but 48 hours without just shut off with social media now. Oh my God. What you gonna do? I don't have a team. I don't. I do everything by myself. I make all these, like, I'm the business person, I'm the artist, and I'm just praying that hopefully I find someone that finds me and trusts me, and we can work together. But it's a lot, so I'm always on my phone. I actually had to tell myself that I was on my phone way too much. It does what it's supposed to do. Marketing, promoting is my life. Making those videos, I do my rap videos, and then I'll wait a few days and I upload them. I have enough content for the rest of the week that I don't really have to just be in front of my phone all day. I can just upload stuff when I want to. But do I think that most people value more material things? Absolutely. I think that we do need to sometimes refocus. I tell myself to refocus all the time.
Would you say your current job or what you do for a living right now is something you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life?
Absolutely not. No, that is not the plan. We have an agreement, my job, and when I make my first $1 million, I can quit.
Say it.
That's that with that. They totally work with me with my nighttime career. Love my job, my daytime career.
What's stopping you from doing what you really want to do?
I will be the only thing to stop me. There's nothing else that can hinder me. I have all the opportunities. If you would have asked me that question 5 years ago, I would have had a list. Oh man, I need some money. I need a computer. I gotta pay for these beats. I need to shoot a video. I had so many excuses 5 years ago. I just grew and I trained myself. I disciplined myself. I went without on purpose because I knew it was going to be better in the long run.
Did you know black people as a whole spend over $1 trillion every year?
I could see that because, honey, my hair is not cheap.
Say it. That's one of the categories we dominate. The beauty category.
My hair is not cheap at all.
We kind of like take our funding and we give it to these industries where we influence but we don't own. So It's like you got to put the mirror in front of us too and say that it's partly our fault feeding the monster, or if you will. If we put our money here in these areas without ownership, and now it's like, well, dang, we not even thinking to build these industries. We just gonna keep feeding them.
We're gonna do that just because we're black, but we're also Americans. So you got to keep thinking. You got to keep that in your mind. That's how we was really trained to do, right? Americans, we spend money. That's what we do.
Holidays.
It's holidays, birthdays, school events. Child, just my little interview today. Like, well, I had to get me a cute little outfit. I had to hurry up and get my nails repainted. All of that had to be done for LessWork. Yeah. Real quick, you know? So I just think that we can do better on how we spend and where we spend it. Yes, I do think that shopping black owned, but here's the thing with that. See, this is in the black house. We got to learn how to treat each other. I do think we need to keep everything black, but I think we also need to check ourselves. Put the mirror right there. And what do we expect when we're going into these stores? What do we expect from these people that's selling us these products and this food and this hair and whatever else that we may be buying? Hopefully we can get to a time where we will walk into a black-owned dentist or a black-owned doctor's office or something like that. That would be wonderful.
With a narrative like that, I believe it comes from early exposure.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, this show is put on from the perspective of artists, hip-hop artists at that. So, like, we draw from those references. But it's like, if these are all of our resources, in order for that to be a reality in our life, we have to have early exposure to different things, because as we all know, it's harder to convince an adult to make change, but it's easier to convince a child.
Yes, because that's the future. Basically, everything that we taught them, they're going to execute it and see it through. With black family, in the black house with black families, the generation after is usually always better for the most part. This generation of parents, our parents, I think, were they strict? Yes, they were very strict, but they didn't listen to us. We didn't have a voice. But we're parents now, and we know how important it is to let our kids know that they have a voice.
Are you familiar with the term reparations?
Yes. We need them. Where's my meal? I'll take it for it.
If black people were to receive their reparations this month, what would be the first thing you buy or invest in?
Well, I could pay for my tour, because that's going to bring back more money, because I'm already paying for it out of pocket. So I can just pay for that flat out. That's a lot. That would be great. If I got my reparations, the first thing I would do is buy myself a house. I would buy myself a 5-bedroom house with a jacuzzi in it. Has to have a jacuzzi in it. And I want my own bathroom. That would be what I would want to leave my kids and my family. And I would have like a clause in the contract that y'all can never ever sell this house. Like, someone has to make y'all sell this house. Like, y'all have to always pay the taxes on this house no matter what, because this was from our ancestors, and darn it, we deserve this. So then I would pay for my tour. Okay. Kids, everybody else have everything they need already right now. So yeah.
Easy wins.
Easy.
What's something positive about being a local artist?
You give hope. You give hope. You inspire people. I like to inspire people. It's nice to see people see you progress. It's nice for people to see you on your journey and see how far you've come and where you started. I be watching your videos and I be like, yeah, I could do that. If Juciee could do it, I'm going to do it too. I be watching your videos at night and I'm just like, what? Or if I'm at the hair shop, it's always a video. Someone will say, I seen your video, and it's just like, really? And they're like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. It makes me feel real good to know, like, people not really just giving up on their dream. My name is Juciee Monroe, and I am controlling my narrative by doing things the right way, keeping my integrity, giving hope, giving back, but not giving just too much. I'm earning my keep. That is how I'm controlling this narrative.
Flexing on them, cushion on them. Odds against me, gotta take my money.